Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are in high spirits. So today we'll discuss some unique words which will give you a head start in your vocabulary and also help you in English speaking. Also, towards the end of the video, I'll give you some vocabulary enricher tips. So let's jump into the video. So now let us talk about the four magical words which we obviously use in our day-to-day life. The first one is thank you. Instead of saying thank you, we can say I am very grateful to you or I am obliged or it was a great help means a lot. Or if the person is really close to you, you could even say thank you, what would I do without you? Similarly, if the person says thank you to you, you could reply them with words like no big deal, not a problem, no worries, pleasure is all mine, and so on. The second word is please. You could say kindly do this work or could you pleasantly do this work or it would mean a lot if you could help me with this. The third word is sorry. You could say, I apologize for your loss, or I feel very dejected, or my bad, I could have done this before. Okay? The last word is excuse me. So instead of saying excuse me, you could say, can I beg your pardon, or can you pardon me, or could you please liberate me? Could you please absolve this topic? So that's it. So let us now learn about the four words which are walk, roam, run and jog. Starting with walk, walk is a physical activity in which we use both our feet turn by turn. The fancy word for walk is stroll. So the sentence becomes I strolled around the city yesterday. The second word is roam. When we move aimlessly, freely, without any purpose, it is known as roaming. And the fancy word for this word is rambling. So the sentence is I was rambling in the park. I hope this is clear. The next words are run and jog. Running is a physical activity. Basically, it is an exercise. The fancy word for run is dash. So the sentence becomes I dashed in a marathon. Jogging is nothing but running steadily, running at a steady pace. And the fancy word for jog is trot. So the sentence becomes I am going for a quick trot. So these are all the four words with their fancy words. So let us now talk about these four words, starting with dream. Dream is something which we deliberately have in our life, like something which we believe in or something which consciously come to our minds. And like we could have a million of dreams, right? But we could focus on some dreams. We have to focus on some dreams. We cannot focus on all the dreams, and the dreams which we focus on, the dreams which we try to make achievable are known as goals. So, like goals are achievable. We take steps to achieve goals. But in dreams, we do not take steps. Like we just believe, we manifest dreams. So, I hope I'm clear with the difference. So, instead of using the word dream, you could use ambition or vision. And instead of using the word goal, you could use objective or grail. So let us now look at the word wish. Wish is something that you pray for. It's like something you hope that would happen in future. It's like very basic, very naturally it comes to you. And the fancy word for wish is aspiration or yearn. Okay? The last word is idea. Idea is the basic structure or the rough plan which we have in our mind or on paper to achieve our dream or goals or to fulfill our wishes. The fancy words for idea are intent or purpose. Now let us look at these four words in a sentence. Dream. My father has a vision of making me a pilot. It means my father has a dream of making me a pilot. Goal. I have a goal. I have an objective of becoming a pilot. Wish. My mother wishes. My mother earns that someday I become a pilot. Idea. My sister gave me the intent. She gave me the purpose to become a pilot. I hope I'm done. So let us now discuss these four words, which are see, look, watch and stare. So if we talk about see and look, they are very different words, as in we use see very unknowingly or generally. Like if I say I catched a sight of a dog, it means that unknowingly I saw a dog on the street. I did not happen to look at him. Like we see a lot of things unintentionally or unknowingly, but the things which we see due to a reason, due to some reason or another, like if we have a motive behind that seeing, it turns into a look. Like if I say I peeped at your painting, I looked at your painting, it has a reason. I looked at your painting. I hope I'm clear. The third word is watch. Now, if I look or see something and derive a motive or derive a conclusion out of it, then it becomes watch. Like I viewed the recommended movie, so now I got a moral, a result out of the movie. So that's why I'll say I watched a movie or I viewed a movie. And the last word is stare. Stare is basically a fixed, vacant, clueless look. Basically, we stare people when we are in anger. So the best example is police was scrutinizing the thief. I hope I'm clear. So let us now talk about these four words. The first word is ability. So ability comes very naturally, very basically to people. Like it's generally by birth. So it's a natural instinct. So instead of using ability, you could use potential. Like I have potential to dance for 4 hours. Okay. The next word is skills. Generally, you have to work on your skills. Skills is a learned behavior, it's a learned attribute. So you could use I have a virtuosity of jazz dance. Like instead of skill, you could use the word virtuosity. The third word is knowledge. Knowledge means the know how, it means the understanding of something. Like if you say I have knowledge, you could even say I have apprehension of jazz dance form. And the last word is experience. Experience means hands-on knowledge, means the occurrence of a particular thing in a particular field in past. You could use the word undergone instead of experience. The sentence becomes I have undergone jazz for 3 years. So it means you have a prior experience of this dance form of 3 years. I hope I'm done. Okay, so these are some vocabulary enriching tips which would help you in speaking English more fluently. Firstly, learn the difference between words of one word family. So like one word family basically means the words which have similar spellings like act, activity, active, actively, activate. You need to know the difference between these words. Actors, acting, actresses, all these words are of same family. Basically, the spells of the words having ACT are in one family. So you need to know the differences between all of them. The second point is know the length of the words, like know its meaning, its pronunciation, its history, its geography, where it's used, when it's used, how it's used. Like knowing the word is not enough. You need to know the meaning of the word in your language, in your day-to-day life, how it's used in sentences. And I think that's enough. And I am so proud of you all that you are willing to put in that extra effort, that extra push that is required to speak a fluent English. I know you'll get through it. All the best and happy learning.